What's up, everyone? It is your boy again, Natiki Uzumaki, here with something a bit different for you guys. Um, I have a debate video for you guys. I got a debation video, and this has been on my mind for a while. And I've seen other people make videos about it, but I just want to give you my personal thoughts on this battle and this outcome. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be discussing The Punisher, aka Frank Castle, versus Red Hood, aka Jason Todd. So, I have seen quite a few videos and debates on this. I have seen Bat and the Sun's death battle video on it. I have seen a few other videos on it. I have seen Benny the Comic Historian's video on it, which you guys should go check out. Go subscribe to that dude. Dude's amazing. Um, but listen, I have to give my thoughts on this battle and who I think would win. And also, I want to disclose that this is just for entertainment purposes. Sorry, this is just only for entertainment purposes. So, yeah. Whether you guys agree with me or disagree, let me know in the comments. I'll reply to you guys as best I can. So, let's move on. Looking forward, I'll start with Jason Todd. Jason Todd was the second Robin after Dick Grayson. After Dick Grayson outgrew the mantle of Robin, he went on to become Nightwing in Bloodhaven. Bruce Wayne had taken Jason Todd under his wing after Jason had stolen the wheels from the Batmobile, depending on your viewpoint of the story. But long story short, short-lived after, Jason Todd was then kidnapped and brutally tortured by the Joker and then killed off. And once Batman arrived on the scene, he was too late to save Jason. Years had passed and Jason Todd was presumed dead, but behind the scenes, he was revived by the Lazarus Pit, also known from Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, and was trained on and later on became the Red Hood. Now, personally, I love anti-heroes. I love them. They break the rules, don't give a crap about nothing. I love that. That's so amazing in my opinion. I love that idea. So, let's just say this. Jason Todd has been trained by Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, and has the training of a ninja, experienced with guns and weapons, a high combat martial artist, and a very good marksman. Always good at getting the target and getting the job done. So, let's say him and Punisher were to somehow have a standoff and fight it off in a battle. I'll go over Frank Castle now. Frank Castle, also known as Francis Castellion in the comics. Francis Castellion was a soldier and also a war hero in the U.S. Marine Corps and was a great soldier and became the Punisher after his wife and kids were brutally murdered right in front of his eyes. Frank Castle survived the ordeal and took revenge and vengeance in his rage on the gang that took his family away. But this wasn't it for Frank. He decided to become a vigilante known as the Punisher, hunting down any criminal he can find and any criminal at hand, taking no prisoners. So, let's go over Frank Castle. Frank Castle, a U.S. Marine, trained in the Army, high martial arts, also trained with guns, a high marksman. This guy is no joke. His rage, he is like basically a walking tank, a tank from hell. Him and Red Hood have both taken on groups of thugs time and time again and have walked away victorious. So let's say these two would meet each other and have a standoff and somehow just fight it out because there's no criminals to kill, like Benny the Comic Historian said in his video. Alright, so I'm going to say this right now, because I know, even though I don't, like I said in my last video, I don't have many subscribers, but Anybody who is subscribed to me, and I know that you guys are gonna bash me for what I'm about to say as well. I'm gonna get this out of the way now. So, look. I love the Red Hood, and I love the Punisher. I love both of them. Both of them are great anti-heroes, and I love them both in my personal opinion, and both are great. So I have to say this. In a full-out brawl, in an all-out fight, I have to say, Frank Castle would take out Jason Todd. Now listen, don't get me wrong, I was listening to a lot of what Benny the Comic Historian was saying, but in my opinion, I have to say I have to disagree a bit respectfully with what he was saying. Not saying he was wrong, I have to agree with him, and like I said, I love his channel. So look, I have to admit, Jason Todd is a highly trained guy. And is no joke. This guy is basically like a killer of Batman, of what Batman could have been if he had went down a darker road. But I have to admit, Frank Castle, the Punisher, has more training, has more quality, has more discipline, more self-control. Jason Todd is very good with guns, but is too rash, a little bit like Damian, Batman's son. So I have to admit, if they were to fight, I think the fight would be prolonged, but Frank Castle would definitely take the W. I do not believe that Jason Todd would take out Frank. Reason being, like I said, Jason Todd is a bit rash and a little emotional with his actions. Frank Castle doesn't care, full on does not give a crap. He'll kill you no matter what, whatever it takes. I know Jason Todd would do the same, but like I said, he's a bit rash and also ignorant. A lot like Damian, like I said before. And mind you, the Punisher has more experience. Frank Castle was the Punisher long before he even became the Punisher. Jason Todd only became Red Hood after he was killed and beaten by the Joker. And I know a lot of people bring up this fact saying, oh, Jason Todd is trained by Batman. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're trained by the world's greatest detective, that means that you can defeat the same people that he can. If this was Batman versus Punisher, okay, it would be a lot more in Batman's favor. But it's a kid versus a highly trained adult. This is like putting an alpha wolf against a wildcat. I do think Jason Todd would do his best, but I do not believe he would take down Frank Castle. Frank Castle has way more experience as the Punisher and a lot more discipline and self-control with his emotions, and I believe he would take out Red Hood. I do think the fight would be interesting, as I've seen in other videos. Like I said, I have seen Bat and the Sun's video, who you guys should go subscribe to, by the way. I've seen a lot of debate videos, but ultimately, I honestly see Frank overpowering Jason, also due to the fact Frank Castle is physically stronger than Jason, and Frank has a higher pain tolerance, and a lot more going for him. And mind you, something else I wanted to point out, we have only seen Jason Todd with pistols. I know Jason Todd has more guns and whatnot, but we've only seen him use pistols. Frank Castle has a whole arsenal full of crap, even a minigun in his van, and a rocket launcher at his disposal. He's got everything a soldier could ever need and ever want. But yeah, ultimately, I have to say that this battle would definitely go to the Punisher. Comment down below what you guys would think. Who do you guys think would win? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Yeah, this is Natsuki Uzumaki, signing off.